Hey, we continue our study on depression. Now, last time we talked about what depression is, what it feels like, what it looks like, and how it affects us. Is depression the result of sin? Some people will tell you that if you're depressed, you got sin in your life. Some people will tell you if you're depressed, you don't have enough faith in God. And so your depression is your own doing. If you would just confess your sin, if you would just trust God, everything would be better. Well, people are ignorant that believe that. And we're going to look at that. Depression is not a result of sin when your heart grieves over normal losses. You know, Ecclesiastes says there's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. And so there are things in our life that happen that can cause us to be depressed, to feel depressed, down in the dumps, blah, the normal, just life in general. It happens to all of us. Now, usually, as time goes on, we begin to build ourselves up and get out of that funk, but we're still there. And also, depression is not the result of a sin when your body experiences the natural deterioration due to passing years. You see, your body chemistry can change and become compromised. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 4:16, he says, "For this cause we faint not. But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day." Getting old is not for wimps. Medical problems that come upon us just because of age and the fact we live in a sinful world can cause depression. Find someone living with a chronic pain and tell them they don't have enough faith. They wouldn't be depressed if they trusted in God. That's crazy. That's crazy. Our bodies change. And if the sin nature if sin affects us and, we have the sin nature, why can't sin also affect our physical body? The reason we die, we break down, is because of sin. But not because of a sin we've committed, but we live in a sinful body. Now, depression can be a result of sin when you hold on to self-pity, when you hold on to anger, or the bitterness when you've been wrong instead of choosing to forgive someone. It's easy to hang on to that feeling. Your depression can be a result of sin when you use your depression to manipulate others as an excuse for sympathy, as an excuse to get things. When you continually choose to blame God and others for all of your unhappiness, that depression is because of your sin. Depression can also be a result of sin when you choose to let others control you instead of choosing to obey Christ and allow Him to be in control of you. And so we can bring sin upon ourselves. We can bring depression upon ourselves because of our sin. That's why Paul says in 2 Corinthians 7:10, "For godly sorrow worketh repentance to salvation. Not to be repented of, but the sorrow of the world worketh death." And so depression is not always caused by sin as a result of sin or lack of faith. But when it is, it is. And so we need to be on guard of these things. And before we finish this time, there's also some physical contributors to depression. We talked about a few moments ago about how, we're getting old and this body's falling apart. Depression can be caused of a hormonal imbalance. Depression can be caused of some of the medications that you're taking. I know I'm on chemo pills, and chemo, some days it just wears me out. I hurt, I ache, I just feel run down, and I'm not the most joyous person to be around. If depression can be caused, as I said, by chronic illness, improper food, rest, lack of exercise. So there's a lot of things, as I said earlier, that if these are problems that you're dealing with, and this funk, you cannot seem to get out of it, and you have searched your heart and you know that it's something more than sin, contact your doctor, contact your healthcare professional, and share with them what's going on and get the help that you need. Depression's real. Let's get it taken care of.